We have Rob in New Hampshire. Thanks for waiting.
Hey, Matt, how you doing? I really like your show. You have a lot of good things to say. My mother passed away January 25th, and I miss her very much. She lived to be 85 years old, and a former friend of mine posted on my Facebook that if that I should have believed in God, my mom would still be alive. I thought that was very cruel and uncalled for.
Yep.
And I just wanted your view on this because I am an atheist, and I think it's a really bad argument to make that just because somebody's loved one dies, that God is punishing that person for it.
Yeah, your former friend is an asshole, and it's good that it's a former friend.
Logically, very flawed, because if what they're saying is correct, then nobody that believes should be losing relatives. Like, was your mother related to anybody that was a believer?
Well, see, my mom was raised a Catholic, and I've only been an atheist for like 5 years, and I've been watching this show since 2012. And, you know, my mom tried raising me Catholic, and I kind of like rebelled against it. Like, I remember when I was in first grade, my mom wanted me to go to. My mom woke me up on a Sunday and said, "You've got school," and I said, "Wait, I don't have a school today. It's a Sunday." She's like, "Well, you're going to school to learn about God. You're going to a special school." You know, and I wrestled with this until I was like 40 years old, and I'm 45. And, you know, I just think it's really offensive to say something like that. I mean, I even lent this guy money, and he never paid me back.
It is an offensive thing to say, but I guess, and maybe I'm not being as empathetic as I might be, but I'm so blown away at the ridiculousness of the comment that I'm having trouble getting to the empathy part of it. I mean, I agree with you 100%. It's offensive. But I also am kind of wondering, do they think that no one dies if their relatives believe in God? Like, do they think you'll live? Like, shouldn't there be somebody around that's lived to be 1,000 years old because they're always related to somebody that believed?
Not only is there nothing biblical.
It's wild.
The comment isn't biblically justified, but it's actually in conflict because if you read the Bible, basically you're allotted 70 years, and anything over that would be a bonus. So your mom got an extra 15 years, and I would just look at him and say those extra 15 years are because I didn't believe in your God who wanted to take her at 70. It's bizarre across the board, and hateful. It is, I have family members who are believers, and if somebody died, as has happened, I don't go there and say, "Oh, it's because you prayed." I don't go and say, "Oh, it's because you believed in God." I go there and I offer my comfort and my empathy and can I do something to help? And sorry about your loss. And for non-believers, it's death and dying is a source of frustration because we live in a society where all of the pat answers are
everything happens
she's with
for
God.
a reason.
Everything happens for a reason.
God needed another angel. That's why your child died. It's like horrendous.
We don't get to rely on any of those things, and so we try to do better. And then when we find out that there's people like your former friend who could have relied on stuff like that, and they try to actually be spiteful. They're so upset that you don't believe what they believe that they're going to find anything they can, to
even your mother's death.
Yeah, it's obnoxious. It is not something that a friend would do, and it's a good thing they're a former friend.
Standpoint,
I appreciate that. It's just, I find a lot of Christians to be hypocritical. They always preach that Christian love, but they say hateful shit like this.
Yeah, and it's not just, by the way, it's not just Christians. Everybody's prone to hypocrisy on occasion, but it's what you have to realize is that when somebody does something like that seems to be an attack on you, which also seems to be in conflict with what you think that they believe. Hey, God had a plan and blah, blah, blah. All they're really doing is expressing their own fear and doubt and concerns. Your non-belief is so threatening to this person that their immediate kind of knee-jerk reaction is to attack it rather than talk about the issues honestly. So,
right. Okay, well, I appreciate you taking my call, Matt, and I appreciate your time you just gave me.
And Tracie.
Oh, I barely said anything.
Thank you, Tracie. I'm sorry. Thank you, Tracie.
No, that's cool.
Sure. Thanks, Rob.
I just...
All right.
I can't. I mean, you can let him go, but when I see a comment like that, immediately I'm like, what if somebody has 3 kids and 2 of them believe and 1 of them doesn't and they die? Like, what if, there's so many questions I want to ask the person who made the comment, just from, like, how does this work in their head when they see people die all the time? Like, no one who has believing children has ever died. I don't know what they're thinking. It just doesn't make any sense to me that how would they come to the conclusion based on just what they see around them that someone's lack of belief is what caused their parent or parents to die.
Yeah, it's what
it doesn't make any sense. Like,
we would need them to. Should have had your former friend call in and explain why they're an asshole.